doing a gig app, which is called CURRI, and this is the first time I've done it. It's like a hotshot, I guess, for like, I guess you call it expediting or hotshot trucking or delivery. It's for stuff that needs to be packages and freight that needs to be done in a timely manner. So I'm doing this one because if the money's right. It's gonna. I'll do the calculations later when I get done with that, but it seems to be pretty good.
Turn right to stay on East
as far as the
Mansfield
mileage,
Avenue.
but I'll get back to you on that because right now I don't know exactly. So I get there and find out, if it works out. And it's it works out to be good enough. So far, I think I haven't done that. Until I get there and actually the job is done, I'm not going to really know, but it started out pretty low, and then the price increased to $140. It's just a pickup and delivery. Of course, I got to load it. It's a bunch of boxes, so we'll see when we get there. I brought my dollies. But,
at the light, turn left onto North Pines Road.
Okay, so I'm going the other way. On the back roads, I guess. It's 25 miles to the pickup location, and then I think it's 25 miles back, so it's 50 miles. So if it were $2 a mile, it would be, it would work out to be $2 a mile, but I figure the $40 is going to cover the gas, so I still get $2 a mile plus the gas is covered, so that's not too bad. It should take like
continue on North Pines Road,
depending on the load. I don't know what to expect. I've never done one of these, so I don't know what to expect until I get there. It could be good, it could be terrible. I figure I might as well try one because I've had that app for, I signed up for the app like 3 years, about 2 years ago or 3 years, I don't know, it was a long time ago. A long time ago I signed up for it and I would watch the app, and one time I tried to get one and it didn't really work out, and someone else took it. And I see a lot that they were going out of town. They were really good paying jobs, but like I said earlier in one of my videos, my truck is pretty old, and I don't really want to I used to drive it every weekend, 200 or 300 miles every weekend. I drive long distance.
290 East Trent Avenue.
But, over time, I put a lot of miles on it, so it's time to, it's not time to retire the truck, it's just time to take it easy. So 25 miles is not that bad. I mean, that's not like over the top. I think 25 miles is my limit going out and coming back. In fact,
290 East Trent Avenue.
I had a traffic. I had a couple jobs I could have booked this week. They were moving jobs, but they were going like 70 and 80 miles out. And I used to do that. In fact, not that a couple of years, or a year or two ago, I did one that went 100 and something miles. But then I started thinking about it. I'm like, this truck's got miles on it, man. Until I get a new motor, and I don't really think I want to.
Continue on Washington 290 East for 4 miles.
I don't want to take it that far. It's just it's a way to keep it close enough by, so if something happens, I can get it towed back. I have a roadside assist system that takes care of all that, but it only goes so far, I think. I'm not sure how far. It might go 150, but you get out to those areas out there, way out there in the boonies, it's hard to find a tow truck, and you're stuck out there, so you might have to say, get an Uber, which costs a lot of money. If you have to take it to a shop there, or if they can actually tow it back here, it just becomes a hassle. So I figure, well, if I'm only like 25 miles away, any tow truck driver can drive it back here, and I got a mechanic right next door. So I'm not too concerned about that when it's that far. you get too far out, you want to have a really good, reliable car if you're going to go, or truck, if you're going to go that far. So that's, I mean, I've driven, when I drove a tractor trailer, I drove I had all the maintenance taken care of. The tractor, it was a Penske. So if anything went wrong with the Penske, we would replace it, or they'd fix it. So I didn't really worry too much about it. I drove that thing 38,000 miles, and I never had any problems with the engine. The only problem I had was that the air conditioning went out, and they never fixed it. And I was driving in the summer with no air conditioning in Houston, Texas. It was god-awful. It was horrible. This has great air conditioning, so yeah. So I'm gonna just probably not talk too much right now. I'm just gonna drive, unless I think of something. It's really hot today, so got lots of water. Also, the air conditioning is amazing in this truck, and I was thinking about going and doing some DoorDash and tonight, doing some Grubhub and gig apps, food delivery apps. But it's so freaking hot. I almost cussed. I don't like to cuss on camera, but it's so freaking hot that air conditioning just cannot keep up with the heat. It really can't. And this air conditioning, for some reason, is just ice cold. And sometimes I have to actually turn it off because it gets so cold. I have to shut it off. So, that's the way it is. So I'd rather be in it. I thought about it. I wasn't going to take the job because of the heat, but I'm like, you know what? The truck's so ice cold with the air conditioning, and I'd rather be inside the truck than even the house. The house air conditioning is not as good as the truck air conditioning. So if I'm going to spend the day in the heat, I might as well spend it in the truck. Now, when I go load and unload, it's going to be very hot. I brought my dollies. I'm kind of concerned. I don't know what kind of packages these are, because they don't give you the details. It just says that there's like 80 or like 100 packages, I think, and they're like 10 pounds a piece, which so I can handle 10 pounds. It's no big deal. I mean, I used to work for UPS and load trucks. I used to be the E-rig driver, and my job was to do all the heavy 70-pound, the oversized heavy stuff. So when I loaded trucks, I was loading those things like in the airport, those trains that carry the luggage. Well, when I worked at UPS, I drove one of those, but I drove it inside the hub, which is a big warehouse. And I would drive around and pick up all the engine parts, like the differentials, the tires, the oversized packages. So I was in good shape back then. I was doing that for hours, and that's what I did. And so loading 10 pounds.
At the traffic circle,
that's nothing.
Straight to stay on Washington 290 East.
Now when you do something like that, 8 pounds, 70 pounds each package. That's a whole different world. Let's see where we're going here. Looks like these trends. I guess I have a hard time with this. Okay, I see. This roundabout's kind of funny. I was thinking about doing a live doing this, but the live keeps cutting out, and I'm having a hard time with it right now. Getting the live thing to work. I gotta work on that later. But it's a good time to do a video. This all week I haven't done any truck videos. I've been doing all car videos because all the jobs that I was going to book for the truck were all too far, or I just couldn't do them. And I finally got one. The guy was wanting to do the job. It's a moving job, but he wants to do it later next week. So, and I'm glad, because I wouldn't, moving today would be pretty bad. I don't think moving would be a good idea today. When it's 103 degrees. So. thought it'd be interesting, to say the least. I'm going to Idaho, and then I'll be going back to Spokane, so Idaho's across the border. Usually I take the 90, but for some reason they're taking me on Trent, which is a sort of a highway, I guess we call it, a state highway. I don't know what it is. Let me see if I have a sign here. I mean, you go at 50 miles an hour, 55 miles an hour. It's not quite. But if you go on the freeway and you're going into Idaho, you're going 70. So I guess you call it a highway, not a freeway. I'd rather take the highway, but this is the way they want me to go, so I'm taking it here. Whew. That's not too bad. I mean, you're just going to one location and going back, dropping it off for $140. I mean, that's not. If I were to do a movie job, it'd be a lot more than that. But you know, this is.